We're back again live in Lake Placid at the 13th Winter Olympic Games. Intermission time again at the ice hockey game. The United States leading Norway by a score of 3-1, coming back in the second period from a 1-0 deficit. But remember, in the final period that's yet to come, it's part of their job, certainly, to try to pour it north and score a lot of goals against Norway, because in the event that two countries should be tied at the end of the first part of this competition, the difference in goals will be what decides the one that's going to advance. In other words, very simply, you take the total number of goals your team scored in the competition up to this point, subtract the number of goals scored against you, that's your goal differential. Now we're going to show you some ski jumping. Out at the Intervale ski jump area, it's on the 70-meter hill. It's practice today, but practice jumping looks very much like competition. So let's go to our commentators, Chris Schenkel and Art Devlin. Okay, Chris.
I'm Chris Schenkel along with Art Devlin here in front of the lip of the takeoff of the 70-meter hill. This is a big day, Art, for these jumpers, the best in the world, because it's the final training session before official competition tomorrow.
Chris, that it is, and the hill is in beautiful shape. But remember, we've had a lot of crosswind, a little upwind, snow, all types of conditions today. That doesn't mean it'll be like that tomorrow, but it could be. So the jumpers will give all 4 jumps a good shot to get a feeling of what it's like. Then tomorrow, there'll be no surprises.
Tell us about the hill itself. It's imposing. It's awesome.
It's probably the nicest 70-meter hill in the world. The record on the hill is well over 90, which tells you that there's a lot of recovery. And between the East Germans and the Austrians and the Japanese, we got about 10 men here that could win it. But Hubert Neuper is still the favorite, the young boy from Austria.
On this final day of training, they have 4 jumps. One of the rounds is about to begin, so let's go to the top and watch them train.
Tony Inauer, number 10.
And
Austria.
he is a medal winner, of course, for Austria back in the 1976 Innsbruck Games, Art. Age may be catching up with it, that plus a lot of injuries and operations.
Yeah, it's funny we say age. He started at 15. He's now 19. He's an old man. He's also the world record holder. He also caught that takeoff really well. And Tony Inauer looks like the old boy of the old days. There was a beautiful jump.
And that is good news, because the Austrians here on this practice day have 5-6 jumpers, and they have to cut the team to 4, so maybe the medalist, Tony Inauer, will make the team here in 1980 at an 86-meter jump, 282 feet, Art.
He'll be on the team with that one, I'll guarantee you.
All right, number 11. This is Armin Kogler, and we know he can jump.
Kogler also a good ski flyer. The Austrian team is really shaping up. Kogler catches it not as well as Inauer, but a nice jump. Old Tony really looks sharp.
Art referring to Tony Inauer, the very talented silver medalist at Innsbruck in 1976, and his teammate Kogler just hit one for 78 meters, 256 feet. And now, number 12, Molanig, Johann Molanig of Austria.
Molanig is a very consistent jumper. Naturally, all of the Austrians are, but I'm really excited to see Inauer back in the shape he was in that last jump. A nice flight, not up to par with Inauer. Obviously, I must sound like a broken record. Tony could come back here and really do it tomorrow.
Molanig, who is accustomed to observe what he's...
This kid's a competitive jumper.
All right, 85 meters, and that's 279 feet. A very fine jump by the favorite, Hubert Neuper of Mittendorf, Austria.
Neuper off just a hair early. You see, he hesitates right there. Let those tips come back where he wants them. And now he has his body in the perfect position, just starting to float it on down the long landing hill. It's easy to be a little early on your takeoff with the snow coming in your face, but boy, these fellas sure are handling it well. And as Neuper goes into the landing, the wind is flipping him around just a little, but he handles it beautifully.
And the 19-year-old came into the world spotlight 6 weeks ago at the Springer Tourney. Art Devlin and I were there reporting this.
This right now, I can taste the cotton in my mouth, I'll tell you. You just have no choice. You've got to go. No way out.
Great start at the top, and now the takeoff.
Neuper hits it right on the button. He is really flying. Look at that son of a gun go. You may have the record right here.
He knows that he put a top effort into that one. Hubert Neuper, and there it is. It is a record, 107 meters or 351 feet.
Wow, what a competition.
Neuper winning 2 of the 4 Springer tourney events on the Innsbruck Hill. Jim Denny was there, too. And, of course, he is the one favored on the United States team to come up with a medal, whether it be gold, silver, or bronze, Art.
Well, Jimmy has had his problems. He started slowly, but he's looking pretty good, really. He's on and off. The weather isn't the greatest, but he has been a little bit on and off here in practice today. All right, here he's just a little on the late side, and that means he's got to lay back until the skis come up there, and this obviously costs him a lot of distance. And as he goes into the landing now, he isn't pushing far enough. He should get that body over there. You can see the ski go right out on him. He did not have the weight in the right position.
No, he was under 80 meters. That does not compare with the longest jumps of the day. As you look at both the 70-meter hill on the left and the 90 here at Intervale, there are 19 countries represented in the field of ski jumpers, the best in the world. This is the final day of practice for those that specialize in the 70. And we're looking at number 28 from West Germany. Make it 29 now. Oh, this is a good one. Jochen Dannenberg of East Germany.
And Jochen is an old warhorse. He is likely to be much better if we have bad conditions. And you can see there, he smacks it pretty well, but he's having his problems too. But still, they get down the hill. He's well into the 80s.
And, of course, pointing out that this is the final practice day, one of the 4 jumps that they are allowed on the hill. And we have 84.5 meters. That's a good one, 277 feet. And of those that have jumped thus far today, he has gone the farthest.
See, Dannenberg is an old warhorse, and the worse the conditions are, the better chance he will have. He hits the takeoff right on the button, as we say. He's got the skis right where he wants them, and now he's starting out over them. But the wind is beginning to play a little havoc with him, and he's seesawing and hanging on. But even with the bad wind, this gentleman can really go through it.
And, Art, as you mentioned earlier, the East Germans are strong. They have depth on that 4-man team. Dannenberg, Deckert, Duschek, so on down the line. And right now, here is one that I have always enjoyed watching. He is a veteran. He knows about medals, a bronze medalist, Henry Glass of East Germany, Art.
And Glass is definitely a stick out here. The East Germans with a lot of strength and a lot of experience.
Long white chute, and they go right
Glass
out into
hits it
space.
really well, got a lot of height, and he's well down the hill. There's a very nice jump. About 83 meters, I would say.
Well, 83.5. Art, you're in rare form. You only missed it by half a meter with those eagle eyes of yours. 272 feet, number 32, Henry Glass. Now we're looking at number 34, another East German named Martin Weber. They're just all good. How would you pick a team of 4 from 8? I don't know.
It's a carbon copy with the East Germans. And Weber hits it very well. He's stretching it on down. There's another one down, about 85 or 86 meters, even longer.
85.5.
Oh, there's the longest of the day in this practice round. 281 feet. And, Art, as we look at this practice round, and unofficially, the top 3 jumpers have been the East Germans. Let's watch Weber again.
Weber hits it exactly where he wants it. Now gets the skis in front of him, just waiting there. And if this were a clear day, you'd see him stretch that body out much more. Now he's beginning to go into it. But obviously he's playing a little bit with the wind.
Oh, they parallel those skis, almost kissing the tips here at Intervale.
They're going to be strong tomorrow if this weather stays bad.
This is near the very top of the 70-meter hill and number 36. And we mentioned Japan earlier sweeping the 70 at the Sapporo Games in 1972. They may not do it this Olympiad, but this is Ayazawa, who is a very fine jumper for the Japanese.
The Japanese are making a comeback, and they're doing very well here in Placid. As you can see, he doesn't hit the takeoff well. He had a little bit of a problem. He held back. But he has a countryman coming up next named Akimoto, and let's see what he can do. He's had the longest jumps here in training.
Only 69.5 meters. That's about 20 meters short of the longest jump thus far in this practice round, or that's 228 feet. Let's see if number 38 is at the start, up in the slot.
37, it should be Akimoto.
Akimoto.
See, they do not have to run in any order in the training jump. If they don't want to jump, they don't have to. Some of them are laying back this first round till the track gets better. But now this is Akimoto, and in training, I've seen this boy way down over 90 meters.
Masahiro Akimoto in the slot.
Akimoto hits it very well, and he is stretching it well down the hill. There you are. These boys are going to be tough tomorrow, I'll tell you that.
85.5 meters the longest, and that was by Martin Vetter of East Germany. And get this. Did I hear 90 meters?
You
90
sure did.
meters it is here at Intervale. 295 feet, and look at the happy Japanese.
Now, if he can hold the pressure tomorrow and not choke up, he could very easily take all the marbles.
That was 5.5 meters longer than the top East German. So now, also from Japan, this is Yagi. And Art, we saw him do pretty well in Europe.
He hits it quite well, having a little problem in the air, but well down the hill also. He's into the 80s.
That was that position that on the landing following the transitional curve. 82 meters, and that is 269. That was number 38, Kawabata. Takafumi Kawabata. It was not Yagi, number 38. Yagi is number 39. We assume that the Japanese coach will put him there, and he has done just that for this practice jump.
And now here comes Yagi. He basically is the best jumper. Hits it very well. He has a lot of height, and there's another beautiful long jump by the Japanese. He's very close to 89 or 80 or 90.
But what about the fall, Art?
Well, it's true, he did fall, but I'm more excited about the way he hit the jump. This is not competition.
Okay, so he's got the length, and undoubtedly had pretty good style. 5 international judges. Of course, today not judging the competition, except for practice, perhaps. Let's go back and look at Yagi on the end run and his takeoff.
Yagi is dead center. The skis are coming up just where he wants them, and now he really starts to lay out over those babies. Now, the wind is playing a little bit with the tips of the skis, and still he gets them in position. And now he's just starting to stretch it on down the landing hill. And it's a long ways down to that 90 meters when you're in a 70-meter jump. The wind's still playing a little bit, but he doesn't overcorrect. He just lets them hang there. Now as he goes into the landing, he is letting up just a little bit, which is probably what set the stage for that fall. But then I'm not too sure of that. It looks like he kind of caught an edge right here.
And fortunately, he was not injured. The final practice session is ended. Only after 4 jumps, here you see the lead jumps among 5 countries. Hockey coming up after this commercial.